Good day, RGV. Today on Vida, we're talking about how to have a successful career in the paralegal field. We've got an all-new Loopy Laws segment. We're breaking down the National Month calendar and a whole lot more. The show starts right now. Hi there, and thanks again for joining us today. I'm your host, Danielle Banda. Now, Texas Southmost College's Paralegal Studies program recently earned a prestigious national rating and was named an American Bar Association approved program last month. Now, this means that it's now one of only 11 Texas institutions of higher education that holds this designation. So our team went ahead and spoke with Dr. Kevin C. O'Malley, who serves as the program coordinator and professor, to learn more about the quality of learning students can receive through the program.
I'm Dr. Kevin O'Malley, and I'm the program coordinator for paralegal studies at Texas Southmost College. Texas Southmost College just received approval of its paralegal studies program from the American Bar Association, and we're trying to make that known to the community because there is no better program than one could have if one wants to be a paralegal than one certified by the American Bar Association. The goal of the program is to, one, make sure that our community of students knows that we have this certified program, or this approved program, I should say, and that we get as many students in there as we can, because with an approved American Bar Association program, a student who completes that program will get a first interview at a law firm, whether it's in Portland, Oregon or Portland, Maine. The American Bar Association program is simply the tip of the iceberg. There's nothing better. And Texas Southmost College is the only one that possesses that program from here all the way up to San Antonio. Well, I think the uniqueness of the program is the fact that it's academically excellent. There simply isn't any paralegal studies program within 300 miles that the American Bar Association thinks is more qualified to hold this, prestigious rating. And it's unique for I keep calling them kids, they're unique for our students. When you get to be a certain age, you call them kids, because they no longer have to travel to get this certification to Corpus Christi or to San Antonio. In their own backyard now, they have a program that is the best. And we're going to continue to help them achieve that. Well, I'll tell you what makes us so happy about this. Having taught these students now for 3 years, the students in the Rio Grande Valley are just wonderful. The students in Brownsville around here are wonderful. And they are getting something that's the best. This is like the Harvard of paralegal studies programs for 300 miles, and they deserve it. And they deserve to get jobs based upon the fact that they're graduating, when they graduate from a school that has a program like this. So we couldn't be happier to give that to them. Well, the competitive edge is phenomenal. It doesn't matter, because a lot of four-year colleges have paralegal studies programs, but those paralegal studies programs, at least around here for 300 miles, aren't ABA approved ones.
Paralegals will really support the justice system in a variety of ways, like interviewing clients, witnesses, conducting important research, preparing vital court documents, and so much more. Their role in our country is actually expected to increase by at least 12%, and in Texas by at least 25%, according to the Texas Paralegal Career and Salary Guide. So it's definitely a secure and in-demand career path. And in such a position, you of course learn a lot about the law. I mean, we all as general United States citizens know certain aspects of the justice system and of course about laws in generic form, but there are actually a lot of interesting state and national laws here and in other areas of the globe that are, first of all, surprising, and secondly, some still in effect today. What am I talking about? Let's see. So according to the lawyerportal.com, it's actually illegal in one place on the globe to hold salmon under situations which are deemed suspicious. Now the site says that Section 32 of the Salmon Act of 1986 outlines it as an offense to handle salmon in such matters. So let's say a person in England and Wales disposes salmon in a way that isn't reasonable, or if it was caught illegally to begin with, well, that person could actually end up with a penalty of 2 years in prison. And get this, apparently in certain Australian cities, it's considered illegal to change a light bulb. Well, that's the case if you're not a licensed electrician, at least. This law, of course, was most likely set in place in the effort of public safety measures, but it's really interesting since we don't have that here in the United States. And if you do happen to break the Victorian law, then you could possibly be fined $10 Australian dollars. But the site does outline that there was a revision to the 1998 Electricity Safety Act, and the law was eventually updated. So now it's illegal to do electrical work yourself if you're not licensed, but you can now change a light bulb or remove a plug from a socket even without being an electrician. So that's good. And if this is another interesting one for you to consider, it's apparently an illegal requirement to smile, no matter where you are, but over in Milan, Italy. But there is one exception to the law, okay? And that's if you are at a funeral or a hospital. In that case, it's of course understandable to not smile, but this outlines that it's also apparently okay to not smile if you're by the bedside of an ill family member. But otherwise, you're expected to keep a smile on that face because life is good and they want to keep that feeling alive. And over in Quitman, Georgia, it's apparently illegal to let your chicken cross the road. Yeah, like the joke. The site says that this law was put into motion because they want owners to have their chickens under control. The site also really cares about, says that they care about their general safety and well-being of the chickens, especially since in Gainesville, Georgia, citizens there eat fried chicken with their bare hands, so no utensils. The site outlines that it's considered a culinary delicacy, and so it's important for chicken owners to treat the animals with respect and, of course, have them be transported safely as well. And over in Florida, this is a really, really unique one. But according to the site, it's illegal to pass wind when you're in a public location. Well, if you're there after the hours of 6 in the evening, and specifically on Thursdays, at least. Now, before you start texting everyone you know about this really weird law, the site does outline that it's a law of which has long been forgotten. In fact, it even outlines that it was never really enforced to begin with. So it's thought that maybe it was a law that was written around the 1800s era. And even though it's never really been historically clear why it existed to begin with, it is a really interesting one. And of course, we're going to talk about color, keeping more interesting facts coming your way. Our team had the chance to check up with events coordinator for the Brownsville Historical Association, and we got all of the details on the new museum opening that's going to be happening in September. Now, this is going to be a very exciting place for the community, so take a look.
My name is Tara Pugnett. I'm the Executive Director of the Brownsville Historical Association, and I'm here at the Costumes of the Americas Museum opening September 13th here in Brownsville, Texas. The museum was formerly located at the Dean Porter Park and is now at its new location. Our mission is to promote culture and arts, so the exhibits in this museum will have to do with costumes of the Americas. That's North, Central, and South America, indigenous, as well as fiesta-style dresses and outfits. So we welcome everyone in the community to visit us during regular museum hours. And the first month that we are open, through October 15th, every Saturday is free admission. Other days of the week we are charging admission. So here they'll learn about the various cultures of the Americas through the clothing and textiles from each region. So we are opening Tuesday, September 13th this year. Our hours are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Through the hard work of board members and volunteers and BHA staff, we were able to move from the former location, inventory some of the costumes and textiles that were there on display, and put them in storage. And so, yeah, it was a real collaboration between board members, staff, and many volunteers. We're excited to open this new museum to the public, and we invite everyone to come, bring your families, bring visitors, and learn more about our culture.
My name is Aubrey Nielsen, and we are standing in the Costumes of the Americas Museum. It has been relocated from Dean Porter Park here to its new home. So for community members and individuals who visit the museum, we'll be learning a lot about the costumes themselves and different areas throughout Central, South, and Mexico. So the museum provides the collection itself as a resource which holds the information about the different regions. The museum is unique to the Rio Grande Valley because it is the only one of its kind that provides information on regional textiles. Patrons will be able to expect to view different costumes from different regions, and also indigenous costumes that have been collected from various individuals throughout Brownsville's history. It was very different, so this is the first time the Brownsville Historical Association has kind of set up a museum of this kind. So we have learned a lot from the beginning of construction to actually creating display exhibits for costumes. So that was very interesting for all aspects of our team. So it's coming along actually pretty well. Of course, as always, there's little road bumps here and there, but we are scheduled on time for the opening, and we are very excited for the community to come out and view what we have to offer and to see everybody's excitement around its moving and the display cases, but we're really excited too.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we've got to look at your local weather updates. But don't go anywhere, because Valley Por Vida is going to be right back, and we'll talk about the National Month calendar, some more, plus a lot more fun. That's coming up.